Do you use it, and what do you like about it? What does that space mean to you guys?
Yeah, I do use the barbershop. It's $10 cut, so can't go wrong with that. I think it's good having that up there. People out there bonding, waiting to get a haircut. I think it's just something that's neat.
We were just talking to Christian about his blocking practice, and he's a tough guy. Has he blocked you much?
Yeah, Christian loves blocking.
Is he one of the better blocking receivers you got to deal with?
Yeah, he's very physical and he wants to block, which is a lot of receivers don't want to block, but Christian wants to stick his nose in there and be a little aggressive, be the aggressive.
They're pretty rare, especially for a young guy. He's still pretty young.
Yeah, I feel like.
He wanted to block.
I feel like you just gotta have it in you. Some people just want to block, some people don't want to block. Christian's one of those guys that definitely wants to block you.
And the receiver's supposed to be divas, right?
Marcus, Coach Brown has said a lot earlier this season about playing to a standard, and it's not about UNC versus whoever the opponent is, it's UNC versus UNC. Is it more difficult to do that when you're playing an FCS team like Central, who a lot of people on the outside will look at it and say, oh, that's just not active in your life? Is it harder to tune that out?
Yeah, I don't think it's hard to say that because, like you said, we're playing no standard this year. North Carolina versus North Carolina football. We just stand that we have to play through every single game, no matter who we play, no matter who our opponent is. We know our opponent's going to give it their best, and it's going to be a game, so we got to play to our standard.
Marcus, yesterday we were talking to Jeff Collins, and he was mentioning that he was talking about the explosive plays that Charlotte had. He was saying most of their yardage came from that, level-wise, as well played a solid football game. When you were looking at the film, what were some of the common threads that you noticed in those explosive plays that Jeff Collins was talking about?
Yeah, I just think he's got to work on our leverage. Leverage plays a big part in just eliminating some routes, limiting the route tree. So I think just working on our leverage and making sure we're disciplined in that will eliminate those explosives.
He said 4 of the 8 explosives were because of leverage. Can you kind of explain to us in layman's terms what that means from a defense standpoint?
Yeah, like leverage as in if the receiver's lined up close to the core or real far inside, you want to take away the outside because you're limiting their into the core so they can get outside. That's what they do. So having the correct leverage and playing that correct technique will help limit the routes and also just make it easier to cover.
So when you see those plays on film, they're clearly leverage issues. You look at that and say, whether it's you or anybody else, that's easily fixable.
Yeah, we look at that and we say leverage is something that you can control before the snap. Something that we got to work on.
Last year, Elijah Hudson had to play star because of some of the injuries in the secondary. This year, he's back to his preferred position at corner. What is it like seeing a dude like that basically just erase whatever wide receiver is on his end because he's played really well?
Yeah, he's a playmaker. He just makes plays. He does what he's supposed to do. He does his job. Fundamentally disciplined, and he just does everything the right way.
Looking at who you guys do at start now, how would you assess how Caleb Costas played this season, his first time as a starter?
Yeah, Caleb's really talented. He's young. Just some of the little things that he'll get better on just as he plays more games and gets more experience. He's going to be right there. He makes plays as well.
Marcus, what does Caleb need to improve on? Because, he's obviously, like you said, super young. He's been playing baseball and you guys are having spring practice. Like, what are the areas, the most important areas of growth do you think for him, like right now in this stage of his development?
Yeah, I really just think it's experience. Like, he made the plays in fall camp. Fall camp and the game are obviously different, but this is his first time playing, so I think just as he continues to play, he'll just get better and better.
Do you guys talk to him just about his baseball?
During the season we talked about his baseball, because obviously it's cool that he's playing 2 sports, and a lot of people can't do.
Yeah.
Marcus, you added more totality to your game as well as muscle. How do you kind of compare what you're doing now versus how you were feeling last year?
I just feel like having more muscle just makes me more explosive and like tackling. Being stronger helps you tackle. You can get guys down better. You can get guys off the routes. Just being stronger and more explosive.
And have you felt kind of just more durable in these past 2 games?
Yeah, definitely. With the hitting and contact, being smaller, you're gonna feel it takes a lot more, and over time it's gonna add up. But I think now with my weight, I'll be more durable.
Coach Collins told us yesterday the hit you made at the goal line stand, that was a result of the added weight. Knowing the added weight's going to help you there.
Yeah, I think that just allowed me to just kind of muscle into the ground and just get it done.
We were talking with
challenge that you have to accept in this season's team, the way this secondary is made up, that they're coming after you a little bit?
Yeah, I love it. I want to get targeted out. I want people to go out and just like go out there and make plays. I'm all for the challenge.
And what, I'm not trying to bring up that subject, but you had 2 PIs in Minnesota. Like, what were some of the teaching points that came out of those moments? Now, I know one ball was underthrown, and you're sort of screwed there with it being underthrown. But like, what were sort of the teaching points coming out of those 2 moments?
Yeah, just playing with boys and finishing the play. All during practice this week before the Charlotte game. That was like the point of emphasis that Coach Jones worked on. Was being in phase and just turning your head and making a play. And that was something that Coach Collins mentioned too. Just staying poised, trusting in your ability to make a play.
Yeah, it was at least one of those you did have your head turned around, I guess, right? Or both of them,
I think fade ball side.
Yeah.
With Coach Collins, him and all you guys talk so much about in the preseason game, like just making it simple. You guys can play a lot more freely. How have you seen that so far in the first 2 games?
Yeah, I think the calls that he's calling just allow us to go out there and just be who we are, and just go out there and make plays, not think so much. We know the simple things that we have to do, and that was all we got to do. All we got to do is go out there and do it.
I know you're a cover guy, but the way you guys have been stopping the run as a group, I think you're 16th in the country in run defense. I mean, is that a point of pride? Considering some of the struggles that you guys have had the last couple of years?
Yeah, it's definitely a point that we emphasize, with our defense. You have to stop the run in order to win games. The team can't run the ball, and it's a lot easier to win the game. So that's definitely a point of emphasis.
And how much do you think just having someone like Amari Hamilton might help out with that going up against him?
Oh yeah, just going against him, he's one of the best running backs in the country. So going up against him, you're getting a real look at what you're going to get on side of this.
Another thing Coach Collins said yesterday is that you guys in the secondary, no matter how well you play, you're going to give up some explosives every once in a while as part of the game you're playing against good teams. He also said you have to have a really short memory. How hard is it to have a short memory? It seems like it's an easy thing to say. I imagine it's a pretty challenging thing to do if you just gave him a 35-yard play.
Yeah, it's hard because you're thinking you get the play and everybody's like, oh, what did you do? Why'd you do that? But the game's going so fast, you have to move on to the next play because if you let it get to your head, teams are going to notice that and just keep going after you. So you got to go to the next play.
Do you think teams can sense that? They can pick up on your...
Yeah, I feel like teams can sense it on your body language, especially if you give it the play and you're real down, you're real hard on yourself. They're going to go after you again just to see, if you're going to fix your mistake and make a play.
What's your level of belief in this defense as a whole? And I say that meaning like, this seems like there's a lot of trust in whatever Jeff calls, all right, it's going to work out. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you feel like there's a stronger belief with this group, maybe more so than it has been in past seasons?
Yeah, I just feel like also like the calls are really simple, so we're just buying in, and he has a resume. We know what he's done, so everybody's buying in.